So there are 4 general studies paper, GS 1, 2, 3, 4, in which there are different subjects within the general studies paper also, right? So in GS paper 1, you can see that your syllabus is divided into 3 parts, 3 subjects: history, geography, and Indian society. Now that part will be also subdivided into few. For example, history will be, for you people will be, there will be an ancient history, medieval history, modern history, world history, and post-independence India. Geography will be divided into physical geography and economic geography, bolte, human geography, you can talk about the same. And there will be third part, which will be Indian society. Now, it is a very smaller part of your syllabus, but examination do have the very high weightage for the same, about 75 marks out of 250 total. Then you have general studies paper 2, where again syllabus you will find out that there is polity, governance, international relations. You have GS 3 paper, in which you have economics, science and technology, environment, disaster management, then security issues, international relation in GS 2, right? And then you have a GS 4 ka paper, which is related to ethics and aptitude. Yeah, there will be a talk about it. Along with that, there will be an extra paper, which will be called as essay paper. This will also carry a 250 marks. So 4 GS paper of 250 marks and 1 essay paper of 250 marks comprise of 1250 marks. Uske saath saath you also have to appear for optional subjects paper. Now the word optional represent here is that you have a choice to choose whatever subject you want to choose. Optional मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि लेना है नहीं लेना है, वो वाला ऑप्शन नहीं है, ठीक है. ऑप्शन सिर्फ एक ही चीज में कि यूपीएससी विल गिव यू अ लिस्ट ऑफ सब्जेक्ट्स, उसमें से आप एक चूज कर सकते हो, एंड देन you have to appear for the 2 papers of optional subject, 250 marks each again. So 500 marks का आपको optional subject का preparation करना पड़ेगा. उसको छोड़ के भी there are 2 papers you have to attend again. They will be कौन से? Yes, language papers, right? Now these language papers may be, there is one compulsory language which is English, which is same for everybody, and then again there is a optional language or a choice language paper, in which again there are several language available. You can choose according to your choice. So people generally choose their mother tongue or the language they have used in their education. For example, people may choose Marathi, Hindi. Let's say, so if somebody is from Kerala, they can choose Malayalam. Somebody is from, let's say, West Bengal, they can choose Bengali language. Whatever is the available into that list of languages. Now this is whole is the pattern of your examination. Now when I was talking about it, some things might have come into your mind. Yaar, sir to prelims ke baare mein bol hi nahi rahe. Sir is only talking about mains examination. And there is a reason for it. Because this part of our syllabus, Indian society part, is only mentioned for your mains syllabus. Now you do have also a prelims ka syllabus, right? Now you can get this syllabus from different sources. Primary source will be UPSC ka website, in which UPSC every year, when they are giving an advertisement or notification for the upcoming year's examination, they will give you details about their examination, in which they will mention prelims ka examination kitna post hai, in which areas this post are divided into kaun se service mein. Along with that, they will also give you mains ka syllabus, GS as well as optional subject. Right? Now, in which whenever here onward, especially we will be discussing in the topics of Indian society, whenever I will be referring to the word syllabus, I will be referring it as a mains ka syllabus. Right? In your preparation also, you have to follow mains ka syllabus in your focus, because whatever is there in the prelims, general studies part of prelims, is there in the mains also. More and less, only one thing is extra in your prelims preparation, that is aptitude wala part, right? So in your prelims preparation also, there are 2 papers you have to attend. One is a paper 1, general studies. This may again you will have the same thing, history, geography, polity, economics, ये सारा रहेगा आपको. In your CSAT paper, you will have to apply for, you have to prepare for English comprehension, mental ability, quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning. These are the different aspects that will be there. But now when we are looking at our examination, what we have to focus upon, along with Indian society ka preparation, I will be also little bit talking about how and when and what you shall be preparing about. Now, I think most of the people here who are sitting are planning for either 2024 ka attempt or 2025 ka attempt. So let's take a quick survey here. How many of you are preparing for 2024 ka prelims? Some of them. And how many of you are for 2025? Right. So almost ऐसे कह सकते 40% are going for 2024, 50-60% are going for 2025. कुछ लोगों ने हाथ नहीं खड़ा किया. They might be confused. क्या करना है, कब जाना है. No, ये हो सकता है. Confusion थोड़ा बहुत होना is a very natural thing, because they might be saying क्या, let's start with the preparation. Let's see how our pace goes, and then we will decide कि भाई what shall we be doing. 24 जाए, 25 जाए, या 26 जाए, 27 जाए, 28 बना दो पंचवार्षिक योजना, कोई बात, right? But point is that this is not a right approach to look at the exam. Right approach is that you have to decide when I will be appearing for examination. So now those who have planned for 2024, they have to hustle now, because time is a very limited for you people. Now बोलोगे how you are saying limited time? एग्जामिनेशन तो मई महीने में, अभी तो जुलाई चालू है. वैसे तो 10 महीने तो कायदे से बनते हैं. But these 10 months will fly like anything, because syllabus is vast. It is not difficult. Try to understand. This examination is not difficult, but this examination requires a lot of preparation from different part of your syllabus. And इसलिए time will be the most important resource for all you people to look for. And then you have to manage time also. And that's why those who are going for 2024 ka preparation, now is the time for them to study mains part of their syllabus, right? And so that gradually you will shift to your prelims part of preparation from the month of December, January onward. You will be preparing for prelims, so that aane wala May month mein jo prelim hai, on which date it is, 26th of May, UPSC has already declared it. They are going to conduct the prelim examination. Those who will be preparing for 2025, now they shall be thinking, now I have to relax, let the other hustle. No, this is not the case. Those who are preparing for 2025, yes, it is a good decision to have some time in your hand so that you can prepare in a good way. But believe me, वो भी time आपको कम लगेगा when you are really preparing for it. उनके लिए भी similar type का strategy रहेगा. In the beginning of their preparation, they shall be focusing on the mains part of the syllabus. और जो mains part of the syllabus है, that can be divided into now your optional subject ka preparation as well as your general studies ka mains part of syllabus preparation, right? Now optional subjects are going to start from Monday. You people might be aware about it. So people might have gone through the process ki which optional you shall be taking. To do those who have missed the introductory lectures of optional subjects of different optional that we have conducted for last 3 weeks, those are available on the Unique Academy's YouTube channel. You can simply go into the Unique Academy ka YouTube channel, into the live wala section. You'll find out several available recorded videos there. Recorded means live video which was recorded and then uploaded on YouTube. So do watch that and then make your own decision to choose your optional subject. But then you have to start with the preparation from the Monday when the batch is going to start. But today we will be focusing our discussion from the GS mains part of syllabus, and then in which we will be focusing on the general studies paper 1. और उसमें भी 3 बार सब्जेक्ट है, हम लोगों ने ऑलरेडी बात किया. There is history, there is geography, and there is an Indian society. Now this Indian society part, as we have discussed, is a very easy part of your syllabus. But it does not mean that you can score the marks without preparation. Why? There are simple 2 arguments related to it. Why it is easy? Because you all people are aware about the different, let's say, chapters or units mentioned into this syllabus. Because your people are aware about it just because you are a member of this Indian society from your birth, isn't it? तो in general अगर हम लोग देखेंगे तो almost for the last 20 years you are part of this society, Indian society. सब लोग इंडियन ही है ना यहाँ पे, पक्का कोई अमेरिकन वगैरह तो नहीं है चुपके से आ गया, ऐसा नहीं, सारे इंडियन ही. So you are aware about this society, but इसमें एक चीज होगा कि we are aware about it, but do we really have a content to write in the examination? यहाँ पे शुरू होगा हम लोगों का प्रिपरेशन. तो ये जो सब बातें हम लोग कर रहे हैं, तो we have to see it using the syllabus of this examination. So today we will be focusing on the Indian society part only, and that's why यहाँ पे हम लोग देखते हैं कि what is the syllabus for the examination. So we have to look at the syllabus of our examination. तो क्या है syllabus देखते हैं. So I will just refer to some of the points that are mentioned here. क्या क्या point mention किए देखो. So I will tell you something. For example, they have mentioned about salient features of Indian society. Now ये topic syllabus में दिखाया. I will show it on the screen in a bit. Along with that, they have also mentioned some few points. But देखो अगर हम लोग बात करते हैं कि सीलियंट फीचर्स ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी, जिसमें उन्होंने टॉपिक का नाम यहाँ पे लेने का कोशिश किया है, तो प्लीज टेल मी व्हाट इज सोसाइटी. कैन एनीबॉडी टेल मी व्हाट इज सोसाइटी? ग्रुप ऑफ इंडिविजुअल. ओके, ग्रुप ऑफ इंडिविजुअल. और ठीक है. ओके, और बताओ व्हाट इज सोसाइटी. ना ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल बोल रहे हैं, तो अगर ऐसे एग्जांपल लेते, नो आफ्टर द क्लास यू आर रोमिंग अराउंड द स्ट्रीट्स, और आप जेडब्ल्यू मैरियट के चौक में गए, यू आर स्टैंडिंग देयर, and at that red signal, traffic signal, there is a group of people standing, sitting on their vehicle or sitting inside their vehicle. Shall we call it as a society? तो डेफिनेशन सही है बट नॉट कंप्लीट. ठीक है, तो बात करते हैं. टेल मी व्हाट इज सोसाइटी. क्या करें सोसाइटी? क्या इस क्लासरूम को हम लोग सोसाइटी कह सकते हैं? थिंक अबाउट इट. लेट्स कॉल दिस एज अ 10th July इंग्लिश मीडियम बैच सोसाइटी. How can we say that? Because here there will be people for a certain period of time, they are going to be here for certain purpose. There is going to be an interconnectedness in between them. There is going to be interdependence between each other. तो है ना भाई, interdependence है ना, है कि नहीं? सिंपल एग्जांपल लेते हैं. क्या आप मुझ पे डिपेंडेंट हो? हाँ, बिकॉज आप लोग आए, मैं आया ही नहीं, द क्लास विल नॉट हैपन. तो डिपेंडेंस है. मैं आया, आप लोग आए ही नहीं, मास्क बंक कर लिया, क्लास विल नॉट हैपन. सो देयर इज अ डिपेंडेंस ऑन ईच अदर. देयर विल बी शेयरिंग ऑफ समथिंग हियर बिकॉज दिस इज एन एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन. देयर विल बी शेयरिंग ऑफ नॉलेज. सो वन पर्सन विल बी शेयरिंग नॉलेज with another person. There will be sharing of something in between you people also. Sharing of information. So notes खरीदी, एक दूसरे से लेना वना. So these things will start happening. So this is a small example of society. But like to look at the larger picture of society. Let's talk about Maharashtrian society. तो क्या इसको example ले सकते हैं? So when we are talking about Maharashtrian society, his definition can be included into there. So there is a kind of a consciousness among the members of that group. So those who are living in Maharashtra consider themselves Maharashtrian or Marathi Manus. They have a consciousness about being Marathi. है कि नहीं? Now this consciousness, awareness, can you touch it? Can you touch it? Can you see it? So it is intangible. Still it is existing in the society. So this society is a concept which we may say that it may not be a tangible form of entity in the society. दिखता नहीं है, but it is still existing in the society. So why it is that, and why then we have to study it, is because you people, when you will become a government officer, You have to work in the society, isn't it? ऐसा तो नहीं है कि you are going to be a scientist and then you will be sitting in a lab or let's say tool room house जिसमें and then you will be doing some experiment and you are trying to find out something. So in that case, if that person did not understand what society is, it will be okay because that person is dealing with something where society comes in a very less quantum. But you people, your everyday activity will be dealt with society. How come? Because if you are sitting as a government officer in your office, people will come to you with different problems. These people will belong to certain section of society. So if you have to understand what they are saying, you have to understand from which part of society, from which social background they have came here. Isn't it? And that's why UPSC has introduced this syllabus in 2013, which we referred as a new pattern. Now, why new pattern? Because 2013 ke pehle there was different syllabus. They changed it in 2013. From there onward, this pattern is continuing. And in this pattern, this is the new addition that they have done. Along with that, they also added certain new things. For example, ethics add kiya. They also add some world history and other parts of it. So now, when they have added it, UPSC as a constitutional organization, when they have added it, they must have given a deep thought about it. And when they gave deep thought about it, they feel that these 10 points shall be included in the syllabus. Now, please look at these 10 points. Just read through it. No need to try to connect to any part in your preparation. Just go through it once. Now just think about it. When you read through it, do you find it similar, familiar to you? Now you have just started your preparation. अभी तो शुरुआत है your preparation का. But still, when we read about it, population and associated issue, does you find it familiar? Yes, population is there. In India में तो बहुत ही ज्यादा है, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा है. We have become the most populous country in the world. Congratulations to you. Number one. ठीक है. So because of this, some issues will arise, na? Isn't it? Now you as an administrative officer of your district need to understand this issue. Look at the fourth point. What they are talking about, poverty and developmental issue. Look at the fifth point, urbanization. Sixth point, globalization. Eighth point, communalism, regionalism, secularism. क्या ये वर्ड सुने सुने लग रहे हैं ना सुने सुने. Now that is a good point about this part of our syllabus. Now when we look at the syllabus and if we find it familiar to us because we know something about it, it will be interesting to study it, as well as it will be easy to study it because we know about it. But when we start studying it, what shall be our focus to study it? We will also try to cover in our discussion today. But we have to see when we will be preparing for this part of the syllabus, Indian society. Along with Indian society, it will also help us in preparing other parts of syllabus. जैसे कि अगर आप देखोगे यहाँ पे, you will find out that this subject has an interdisciplinary nature. देखो लिखा है यहाँ पे. इसका मतलब क्या है वो समझते हैं. Interdisciplinary nature. Discipline माने subject, right? Now when we are saying it, interdisciplinary nature, and we already know about the different subjects that are mentioned in our syllabus, can we say or have you seen the syllabus? Have you seen the syllabus? सबके पास syllabus है? दिखाओ जरा. कहाँ पे? ओके. अरे मोबाइल फोन नहीं दिखाना है. आई नो आपके पास सबके पास स्मार्टफोन है, ठीक है, तो उसमें पीडीएफ कॉपी होगा. आई नो इट, बट आई विल सजेस्ट यू ऑल पीपल टू शैल हैव अ हार्ड कॉपी. हार्ड कॉपी मतलब प्रिंटेड कॉपी ऑफ योर सिलेबस. I will tell you why. ठीक है. Whenever you have a printed copy of syllabus, do make a habit of reading through it again and again till the time you remember the syllabus in total. हाँ तो रट्टा मारना है. सिंपल भाषा में क्या करना है? We have to mug up the syllabus. उसके पीछे एक बहुत बड़ा लॉजिक है. And the logic is that when you remember the syllabus, whenever you are reading anything, you are reading through NCERT books, you are reading through newspaper, you are reading through reference material, or you are traveling somewhere, seeing something on the board, holding. If that information that you see through the books or newspapers or listen to the music, news, etc., if anything that is in discussion there, if it is connected to our syllabus, it is an area of interest to us. Understood? Now, kaise? So, for an example, suppose reading through a book and you came across one news that in Manipur state some violence is happening. ये आ रहा है क्या न्यूज़पेपर में आजकल? सब लोग पढ़ रहे हो ना? न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हो? कौन सा वाला? चिंटू तो नहीं कोई पढ़ के आए आपने? हाँ तो वो भी पढ़ो, but more important is to read a national newspaper. Very important, because current affairs is a very integral part of your preparation, also termed as a contemporary affairs. Contemporary affairs, current affairs, ये आएंगे हमारे preparation में अभी के आगे. So do have an habit of reading a newspaper. In the initial period, it will take a lot of time. So I understand it. Some people who have already started it, it might be taking a very huge hours of your time. For example, किसी को 2 घंटे लग रहे, 3 घंटे लग रहे, 4 घंटे लग रहे. But it is okay in the beginning. It will happen. But slowly this time will start reducing. At one point of time, you will be able to complete the newspaper within 45 minutes of a day. Also, reading deeply through it, maybe trying to make certain notes, maybe you can do it to about an hour. So it will happen, but you have to start today to master the art of reading newspaper, understanding, studying newspaper, right? But for an example, I was talking about, suppose you came across a news जिसमें मणिपुर violence का बात हो रहा है. Now, why this Manipur violence is happening? You are trying to read through the newspaper. But if you are well aware about the syllabus of UPSC, you will be able to connect it to our syllabus. For an example, आप जनरल स्टडीज के पेपर में जाओगे, पेपर 1 में आप जाओगे तो जैसे थोड़ी देर पहले हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे देखा था, कम्युनलिज्म वाज द टॉपिक दैट वी मेंशन्ड देयर. देखा था ना अभी? तो इज इट अ कम्युनलिज्म का टाइप वाला इशू? नॉट इन टोटलिटी, बट कैन वी कनेक्ट इट टू इट? कुछ तो वायलेंस हो रहा है, कम्युनिटी के बेसिस पे हो रहा है, तो थोड़ा सा इथनिक वायलेंस का वहां पे ज्यादा कनेक्शन है, बट स्टिल वी कैन कनेक्ट इट टू इट. Then if we go to general studies paper 2, can we see there that because these particular communities, tribal communities, कोई बता सकता है कौन सी 2 ट्राइबल कम्युनिटीज के बीच में वायलेंस हो रहा है? कुकी है, मैथी. ठीक है, किस लोगों को बोला है कौन सी मैथी की भाजी की बात हो रही है? तो मैथी इज अ ट्राइब. ठीक है, तो यह भी पता होना चाहिए भाई. ठीक है, अभी हम लोग बात करेंगे कि 2 ट्राइब्स है. Now why they are fighting with each other? तो किसी ने बोल दिया कि भाई when India got independence, India was formulating Constitution of India. Some experts from different field came together. We call them experts because they sat into Constitution Assembly और India का Constitution वो लोग बना रहे थे. At that time they talked about Schedule 5 and Schedule 6. ये अलग-अलग जो ट्राइबल कम्युनिटीज है उनके लिए कुछ प्रोविजंस उन्होंने दिए. तो प्रोविजंस ठीक से फॉलो हो रही है नहीं हो रहा है, दिस इज वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल ऑफ इट. सो वी हैव कनेक्टेड इट टू GS2. देन हम लोग आगे गए और हम लोगों ने देखा कि GS3 में एनवायरमेंट नाम का एक टॉपिक है. तो हम लोग जब ये न्यूज पढ़ रहे थे अबाउट दैट वायलेंस हैपनिंग इन मणिपुर, वी केम टू नो दैट दिस इज अ वायलेंस हैपनिंग बिटवीन हिल ट्राइब एंड प्लेन ट्राइब. मींस वन ट्राइब, कौन सा ट्राइब? Kuki tribe is living in the hills, पहाड़ों पे रहता है. Maithi tribe was living on the plains. But what has happened? Government has declared one part of that region as a reserve forest, and reserve forest में रहना allowed नहीं है. So what government did? Because these Kuki people were living there for a very long period of time, government said that we will rehabilitate you somewhere, and they brought them to the plain area और उनको वहां पे जगह दे दिया, they started again, we will make you resettle here. But the people who were living in that plain area, they said, अरे ऐसा कैसा, मेरा जमीन, we will not share our resources with you because it will be then scarcity of resources. तो इससे दो चीजें GS3 में कनेक्ट हो गए. एक तो कनेक्ट हो गया, we need to know about what is reserve forest, वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी क्या होता है, नेशनल पार्क क्या होता है, what are the provisions related to reserve forest. Along with that, और एक पार्ट है GS3 में, उसको हम लोगों ने थोड़ी देर पहले बोला, we talked about security issues. Now this violence that is happening, can we say that this is an internal security problem? कह सकते हैं? Yes. Now see, क्या हम लोग ऐसे कह सकते हैं कि when we are talking about one issue of Manipur violence, we have tried to connect it to GS paper 1, GS paper 2, GS paper 3. Ethics में भी थोड़ा बात होगा इसका. For example, when you are formulating a policy, formulating a law or a regulation, what you will be thinking? Are you thinking about, let's say, is it a good thing to do that you are looking at the interest of the larger section of society, or are you looking at the interest of the smaller section of society? Are you focusing on means or are you focusing on ends? These all debates will be there in your ethics part of syllabus. तो यहाँ पे important बात क्या पता चली? Whenever you are trying to study some part of your syllabus, you have to think in a interdisciplinary way. ये बहुत important aspect है. Interdisciplinary way. In the examination, you have to write an answer like this. No doubt that wherever that question will be asked, for example, suppose the question is asked in GS paper 1 Indian society, so that will be the dominant part of your answer. Majority will be focusing on that. But till the time you do not prepare in an interdisciplinary matter, you will not be having a 360-degree view of that issue, which is a very important case for UPSC preparation. और हम लोगों को ये हमारे इंडियन सोसाइटी पार्ट में करने को मिलेगा. कैसे? तो जो ये सारी चीजें मैंने अभी बताई, तो वही चीजें हम लोग देखते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट GS1 इंडियन सोसाइटी पार्ट, और जो जो टॉपिक हम लोगों ने सिलेबस में देखे थे, तो याद करने का भी कौन कौन से टॉपिक देखे थे. तो अगर आप देखोगे तो थोड़ी देर पहले जो टॉपिक देखा था, उसमें हम लोगों ने सेक्युलरिज्म ये टॉपिक भी देखा था. क्या याद आ रहा है? तो ये जो सेक्युलरिज्म का टॉपिक है, दिस सेक्युलरिज्म का टॉपिक इज वेरी हाईली कनेक्टेड टू, कैन एनीबॉडी टेल मी, पॉलिटी पार्ट ऑफ योर सिलेबस. बिकॉज सेक्युलरिज्म is one of the basic feature of Indian polity. जो हम लोगों को दिखाएगा, as and when you will start your polity syllabus, you will find out that before the constitution there is one छोटा सा, yes, it is called as preamble, छोटा सा दिखता है, but it is actually the summary, or you can say it is actually the introduction to your constitution. कि आगे constitution में क्या दिया है, 300-400 पेजेस के आगे की जो बुक है, what this book is talking about will be given in few 10 lines in that index. उसमें secularism word use किया है. Later on it was added, but still it is a very important argument. तो जब we will be preparing concept of secularism, in our Indian society part, we will be also trying to see its polity dimension. Now try to understand, I said polity dimension, not politics dimension. ये भी बहुत important part है, क्योंकि न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने के लिए आपको ज्यादा टाइम लगता है, because you are reading some of the news which are not necessary for your examination purpose, especially political news, sensational news. So these are not useful from the examination point of view. So slowly you have to understand कौन सा part पढ़ना है, कौन सा part skip करना है. Just take more example. For example, when there was one topic that was mentioned, the second topic, in which we have talked about role of women and women organization. था क्या second topic? Now when we will be talking about role of women, so women in Indian society, can we refer women as one of the section of Indian society shall be considered as disadvantaged section of society. कह सकते हैं क्या? When we look at society in total, we divide society on the basis of gender, male, female, third gender. तो क्या हम लोग बोल सकते हैं कि women are considered as marginalized or backward sections of society as compared to male member? कह सकते हैं. So this part is also mentioned in your GS2 paper syllabus, where they have mentioned vulnerable sections of society. तो यहाँ पे वुमन के टॉपिक हम लोगों को कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. एट द सेम टाइम अगर आपको याद होगा तो देयर इज वाज अ फर्स्ट टॉपिक कॉल्ड एज सीलियन फीचर्स ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी, इन विच वी विल आल्सो टॉक अबाउट कास्ट सिस्टम. कास्ट सिस्टम भी फीचर है ना सोसाइटी का. तो कास्ट सिस्टम से बेसिस पे ऊपर देयर आर सम कास्ट ग्रुप्स, एंड दीज कास्ट ग्रुप्स in most of the cases who are considered as lower caste in the society, can we refer them as vulnerable sections of society? Have government identified scheduled castes, other backward class as the backward sections of society? So then again see, Indian society part is connected to, highly connected to GS2. Then different government schemes will be formed, which is a part of governance. Government schemes. Now these government schemes will be to uplift the sections of the society from this backwardness, from this marginalization से ऊपर उठाने के लिए government be doing lot of activities which will be considered as a governance activity. So then again comes the relation to Indian society. Now let's try to think about few more topics. For example, there was a topic called as poverty and developmental issues. So can we say that the topic of poverty is connected to GS3? Please tell me. Economics. क्योंकि अगर आप जो देखोगे तो poverty as a concept is primarily connected to economical dimension. तो देखो ना, गरीब किसको बोला जाता है? जिसके पास पैसा नहीं है उसको गरीब बोला जाता है. So what this basic argument talks about, that concept of poverty is primarily connected to economics. But then again, when we will studying it in Indian society, there will be some certain different aspects of poverty that we will be trying to study, which will help us to understand the economic concept of poverty in more detailed and a varied manner. And that is why it is again connected here also. Along with that, there was also a topic called as population and associated issues. Tha kya? So can we say that again here in GS paper 1, you are studying geography. ठीक है, जिसमें आप ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी पढ़ोगे. क्या हम लोग बोल सकते हैं पॉपुलेशन टॉपिक आपको वहां पे भी आएगा? आएगा. पॉपुलेशन कौन मेजर करता है? कैसे मेजर होती है? सेंसस होता है. तो ये जो सारा चीज है किसमें पढ़ाया जाता है? डेमोग्राफिक्स इज अ एरिया ऑफ स्टडी टू टॉक अबाउट द पॉपुलेशन. और डेमोग्राफिक्स का जो स्टडी होता है वो ज्योग्राफी के अंदर होता है, एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी आर राइटिंग द नेम ऑफ मदर branch. Let's say geography. Human geography is a part of it. So when we will be studying population and associated issues, we will be also trying to understand the geographical, human geographical dimensions of, or demographic dimensions of population. Understood? So this shows how it is interdisciplinary in nature. Again comes a very important argument, GS paper 4. ये तो बहुत बड़ा पेपर है, 250 मार्क्स का वेटेज भी है इसको. Now what does the part of ethics you have to learn? तो बेसिकली अगर आप देखोगे तो ethics आपको क्या पढ़ाता है? What is the subject matter of ethics, or what is the aim to study ethics? Can anybody tell me? Values. Okay, और बराबर है. हाँ, राइट और रॉन्ग के बारे में बात करते हैं, सही है, अच्छा या बुरा के बारे में बात करते हैं. मीन्स व्हाट एक्चुअली इट ट्राइज टू टेल इन वन लाइन सेंटेंस सिंप्लीफाइड वर्जन, व्हाट इज अ राइट थिंग टू डू. तो इन जनरल आप देखो, यू एज एन इंडिविजुअल ऑल्सो फेस lot of dilemma to choose something out of the available option. This dilemma at an individual level it is okay because it is affecting only you and very few people around you. But when you will become a government officer, your actions will influence a lot of people, isn't it? And that's why whenever you are in dilemma, you should be knowing what is the right thing to do. और ये आपको ethics में help करेगा. But again, try to understand. If you want to understand what is right thing to do, be a right thing to do in what sense? In which relation? In the relation to that society. Because society decides what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad. क्या सही है? आप देखो ना, एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं. So you have to tell me in yes or no, or is it right or wrong that women shall be allowed to take education. Is it right or wrong? Right. Okay. Now think about it. This class is happening in 1859. 1860 ले लो, simple. 1860. I am standing here. My clothes will be different. Okay. Lot of things will be different. Unfortunately, online students may not be there. YouTube पे भी नहीं चल रहा होगा. But try today. हम पेड़ के नीचे बैठे हैं and we are having a lecture. And at that time, suppose somebody has asked you, is it a right thing to allow women to take education? आधे लोग तो यहाँ पे नहीं होंगे उस टाइम पे. And आधे लोग इसमें से क्या बोलेंगे? There might be a debate, but many of the people will say, no, women shall not be taking education. Isn't it? Now, what has we understood here? That it is the society that decide what is the right thing to do. ये तो टाइम के हिसाब से बात किया हम लोगों ने. But contemporary time period की बात करते. Now tell me, same-sex marriage is a right thing to do or not? What is your opinion? Is it right or wrong? Some people are saying right, some people are saying wrong, some people are not saying anything because they might be waiting for Supreme Court's decision. We have to be very smart now. Now this approach you have to understand. Try to read through the newspaper to understand good things. Now just try to think about why, when there is an answer, some people are saying yes, some people are saying no, some people are not coming to certain conclusion because we are an Indian society where this thing is very new to Indian society. Legally भी उसके ऊपर बहुत बात हो रहा है. Supreme Court is yet to take a decision. Decision आने के बाद there might be, if it is yes as a decision, there will be a law that will be formulated. If decision is no, then there will be again another procedure. But let me ask you, now this class is happening, but we are meeting in New York. You are all American citizens here. I'm also American teacher. And then I'm asking, is same-sex marriage is a good thing or is a right thing to do? Predominantly answer might be yes. Because in that society, in many of the states in America, federal units in America, same-sex marriage is legal. But now change the location. If we are meeting in Dubai और सऊदी अरेबिया, ठीक है, बुर्ज अल खलीफा, क्या नाम है वही, हाँ वही उस पे टेरेस पे बैठे हम लोग, क्लास चल रही है, एंड somebody has asked you a question, same sex marriages, बोलेंगे इसको capital punishment, death penalty, or whatever is the penalty in their law. So now tell me, what is right and wrong? So do you understand the context? It is the society that decides what is right or wrong. So जब आप Indian society पढ़ोगे, then you will understand in Indian society what is the context. According to that, you will understand how are the arguments of right and wrong. So along with that, आप बहुत सारी नई चीजें भी सीखोगे. It's a nice debate वाला topic होता है, उसमें आप बहुत सारी नई चीजें पढ़ोगे. Understood the argument ki why it is an interdisciplinary in nature, right? So in your preparation also, whenever you are also preparing, your focus shall be on interdisciplinary nature of the preparation. तो क्लासरूम में तो हम लोग करेंगे. So when we will be meeting for Indian society lectures, we'll try to bring different dimensions to this particular preparation, right? Now we have to understand कि इतना सारा मेहनत करना क्यों है. पहले तो करना है नहीं करना है. अब यहाँ पे बैठ गए हो तो डिसाइड हो ही चुका है कि मेहनत करना है. तो कितना करना है, दैट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया. और कितना मेहनत करना है विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द टाइम दैट इज अवेलेबल टू अस. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कैलकुलेशन वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. ना उसके लिए दिस इज द बेस्ट कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन दैट यू शैल ऑल बी डूइंग with respect to your or other part of preparation also. We'll do it as a case study for Indian society part. So what I have tried to written here, please look at it. So I have tried to give you the weightage of Indian society in our examination. So I have tried to give you years of examination, numbers of questions that were asked in the examination, and numbers of marks that are allocated to it. तो देखना कौन से ईयर से मार्क्स लिखे आपके सामने, क्वेश्चंस लिखे हैं 2013 से. सही है, क्योंकि जैसे मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले बोला, इन 2013 दिस वाज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड एज अ पार्ट ऑफ योर सिलेबस. तो 2013 से अगले हम लोग शुरू करेंगे तो 2022 तक तो एग्जामिनेशन हो चुका है. 2023 का एग्जामिनेशन विल हैपन इन सितंबर मंथ. So we have a data of this. ये दो नहीं लिखे. I will give you the reason for the same. But if you look at 2013 to 2020, you find out that minimum 4 questions to maximum 6 questions they have asked, isn't it? Now out of how many? कितने questions होते हैं जीएस के पेपर में? 20 questions. ठीक है, गुड. और क्या मार्क्स होते हैं 20 क्वेश्चन? 10 मार्कर्स क्वेश्चन होते. देयर आर 10 मार्कर क्वेश्चंस एंड देयर आर 15 मार्कर क्वेश्चन. तो 10 मार्क का है, 15 मार्क का है. नाउ व्हेन यू आर लुकिंग एट इट, फॉर एग्जांपल दिस कैन बी डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 10 मार्कर्स एंड 3 15 मार्कर्स. तो कितना हो जाता है टोटल? गुड, ठीक है. तो 30 45 में कितना हुआ? सही है ना? 75. तो देखो भाई, सीसैट के साथ भी इंटीग्रेशन हो रहा है. ठीक है, मैथमेटिक्स कर लिया. 75 मार्क्स. या अगर यहाँ पे नीचे जाओगे तो विल फाइंड आउट दैट दिस विल कम टू 50. ठीक है. That gives us an understanding that out of total 250 marks, it has a weightage of about 75 marks in the examination. And in the very recent period of time, आप देखोगे 5-6 क्वेश्चन आ ही रहे हैं. Now here we have kept 2021 or 2022 for you to do as an homework, right? तो इसके लिए आप क्या करोगे? You will find out Indian society, मतलब GS paper 1 of 2021 mains. You will also try to find out GS paper 1 of 2022 mains. ये कहाँ पे मिलेंगे आपको? You can find it on ये वाला अपना UPSC का वेबसाइट पे मिलेगा, यूनिक एकेडमी के वेबसाइट पे भी मिलेगा. At the same time, I have also uploaded it on one Telegram channel, शिवाजी काले सोशियोलॉजी एंड सोशल इश्यूज. ये एक टेलीग्राम चैनल है जिसके ऊपर मैंने बहुत सारी चीजें अपलोड की है. फॉर एग्जांपल रेफरेंस मटेरियल कौन सा यूज करना है, ये क्वेश्चन पेपर कौन कौन से है, तो यूपीएससी के प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन पेपर. आल्सो आई कीप ऑन अपलोडिंग सर्टेन सोशल इश्यूज रिलेटेड न्यूज़पेपर आर्टिकल्स. अगर न्यूज़पेपर में कुछ आ जाता है तो उसका एक फोटो निकाल के डाल देता हूँ. आल्सो ट्राई टू कीप सम सोशल इश्यूज रिलेटेड टू इंफॉर्मेशन फ्लोइंग टू स्टूडेंट. तो इट इज एन ओपन टू ऑल चैनल. If you want, you can get a benefit out of it. But वहां से आप कहीं से भी ले लो. But most important aspect is to look at the question paper. Now जब आप question paper देखोगे, तो you have to go through all the 20 questions. And why I am asking you to do this exercise is because of which you will at least go through the 20 plus 20, 40 questions. So you have to identify now which are the Indian society questions. We will also do the exercise in a bit, but then you have to identify which are the Indian society questions. जिसकी वजह से ऑटोमेटिकली आपके हिस्ट्री के भी क्वेश्चन पढ़ के हो जाएंगे, ज्योग्राफी के भी क्वेश्चन पढ़ के हो जाएंगे, तो पढ़ाई शुरू हो गया आपका, राइट? तो उसमें से आप फाइंड आउट करो एंड टेल मी हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस वेर देयर हियर इन 2022. देखना 6 आए थे कि नहीं आए. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग योर फिगर हियर, ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट. And then when you will see कि जो 6 क्वेश्चन आए हैं इंडियन सोसाइटी के, on which topic they have mentioned these questions. This is a very important aspect. तो उसके लिए हम लोग क्या करते हैं? Let's do one thing. We will also do that activity here. तो मैं आपके सामने एक क्वेश्चन पेपर लेके आता हूं, जिस क्वेश्चन पेपर को हम लोग पढ़ेंगे, राइट? नाउ दिस इज द क्वेश्चन पेपर. ये अगर आप देखोगे तो विल फाइंड आउट दैट दिस इज द क्वेश्चन पेपर ऑफ यूपीएससी 2020. और ये जो क्वेश्चन आपके सामने है ये यूपीएससी के क्वेश्चन पेपर से लिए हुए हैं. नाउ लेट्स डू वन एक्टिविटी. So everybody will go through these questions. एक बार पढ़ना है सबको. But whenever you are reading through it, no necessity to try to find out an answer for it. अभी के लिए क्लासरूम में जब हम लोग बैठे हैं, so when we will be reading through it, we will be just trying to find out on which area of our syllabus. Syllabus देखा था थोड़ी देर पहले. So on which area of syllabus they have formulated a question. So take a couple of minutes, go through these questions one by one, and then we will try to see कि आप identify कर पाते हो कि नहीं कर पाते. डन? जाए एक एक क्वेश्चन को ले ले. ठीक है, चल. Now look at question number 1. Now please tell me on which area of our syllabus they have asked the question. Caste. ठीक है, okay. So let's identify. क्या वर्ड है भैया? Caste. So have we talked about salient features of Indian society? तो क्या पूछा है? One of the salient features. आगे देखते हैं क्या पूछा है यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन. तो क्या टॉपिक था सिलेबस में? पॉवर्टी एंड एसोसिएटेड इशू. ठीक है. थर्ड क्वेश्चन देखते हैं क्या क्वेश्चन है. क्या ये भी टॉपिक था सिलेबस में? और आगे क्या है देखो. तो ग्लोबलाइजेशन का टॉपिक था. आगे देखते. ठीक है, थोड़ा ऊपर दिख रहा है सबको या ऊपर ले लो? थोड़ा ऊपर लेते हैं. तो ये ग्लोबलाइजेशन का बात किया, यहाँ पे हम लोगों ने रीजनलिज्म का बात किया. यहाँ पे आप देखो 5th क्वेश्चन. हाँ, पहले तो पढ़ के डर लग रहा है कि आप क्या पूछ लिया. ठीक है, तो इससे एक बात हम लोगों को समझ में आई कि वी फील दैट वी नो इंग्लिश, बट एनी लैंग्वेज वी नीड टू लर्न ऑल द टाइम. So we have to improve our English also. It is for both the purpose. First is to understand what is the question, and then which is a very important part, is to write an answer. But यहाँ पे there is no need to generate a kind of a fear that I have to write a very flourish language, I need to be a Shakespeare. नहीं, Shakespeare होने का जरूरत नहीं है. That is not a demand of the examiner. If you know basic language where you can communicate your thoughts through your writing to examiner, that is sufficient. और जैसे जैसे आप पढ़ोगे, come across different parts of your general studies preparation and also your optional subject, you will learn new words, new concepts that will help you to improve your language also. But focusing on the concept, what they are focusing on? They are focusing on customs and tradition. Are they reading to ठीक है. 6th question देखो, क्या ये क्वेश्चन ना, इसको जानबूझ के स्टार मार्क करते हैं. ठीक है, क्या है ये क्वेश्चन बताओ जरा. Now, some of the people who are sitting might think that ये तो एजुकेशन के ऊपर क्वेश्चन पूछा है, डिजिटल एजुकेशन, तो शायद साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी का क्वेश्चन हो. कोई कोई बोलेगा कि अरे इसमें तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के इनिशिएटिव्स पूछे हैं जिसकी वजह से एजुकेशन लोगों तक पहुंचे, तो शायद पॉलिटी का क्वेश्चन होगा. राइट. नाउ दिस इज आल्सो अ वे फॉर यूपीएससी टू कंफ्यूज पीपल. Whenever they are putting question, now इसमें सबसे लॉजिकल बात क्या थी? Now this is a general studies paper 1 का question, isn't it? तो आप एग्जाम हॉल में बैठे हो, जीएस 1 का पेपर चल रहा है, तो जीएस पेपर 1 में 3 पार्ट है सिलेबस में, हिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी एंड पॉलिटी. तो इसमें पॉलिटी का क्वेश्चन, हिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी एंड सोसाइटी, तो उसमें पॉलिटी तो पूछेगी नहीं यूपीएससी. अरे समझ रहे हो? नॉर दे आर गोइंग टू आस्क यू साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी. तो मतलब जो क्वेश्चन पूछा है वो क्वेश्चन उन्होंने सोसाइटी पे पूछा है. बट अभी ये कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करें ना, ये थोड़ा सा जो प्रो लेवल का क्वेश्चन, यहाँ पे यूपीएससी विल ट्राई टू चैलेंज स्टूडेंट कि इनका पढ़ाई कितना है. बिकॉज अगर आप यूपीएससी में भी देखोगे तो विल फाइंड आउट दैट अराउंड 40% ऑफ क्वेश्चंस विल बी अबाउट इजी स्टैंडर्ड, about 40% of questions will be of a moderate difficulty standard, and then there will be few questions, about 20% question, which will be challenging the candidates who are preparing for the exam. They will be little bit difficult type of questions. उसमें सबसे बड़ा जो catch होगा, that will be to understand the demand of examination, demand of the question that is appeared in the examination. The student, a candidate who understands the demand of this question can write a good answer. Now just dwell about this question in a bit. ज़्यादा डिटेल में नहीं जाएंगे, आज इसका आंसर का बात नहीं होगा. We will talk about that in the subsequent lectures that we will be having. But just to make you understand, क्या हम लोग ऐसे बोल सकते कि whatever are the digital initiatives that are available, they are available, but the availability of these digital initiatives is influenced by the societal norms. कह सकते हैं ऐसे. We'll give an example. ठीक है, आप मुझे बताओ डिजिटल इनिशिएटिव ले लिया एग्जाम इन एजुकेशन इन गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने, बट फॉर गेटिंग द बेनिफिट ऑफ दिस डिजिटल एजुकेशन, डू द बेनिफिशियरी नीड टू हैव डिजिटल डिवाइस विद देम? लगेगा ना भाई, स्मार्ट डिवाइस लगेगा, लैपटॉप, कंप्यूटर, एटलीस्ट मोबाइल फोन विल बी रिक्वायर्ड, राइट? नाउ टेल मी, have we talked about a topic called as poverty? क्या poverty will influence the availability of smart devices with the people in the society? So simple, those who will be living below poverty line, it is very difficult to have a smart device. Now look at the second argument in the question. Now let's look at a family, छोटा सा family, 4-5 लोगों का family, and income is so there is only one smartphone in the family, father के पास है. And now for an example, suppose COVID situation has happened. At that time people were under lockdown, so at that time this digital education or digital initiatives become more, let's say people are starting using this digital education, digital initiatives in a more way. But अभी आप मुझे बताओ, घर में अगर एक ही मोबाइल फोन है और in the family there are 3 children, 2 daughters and 1 son, who will be using that mobile phone with a preference? Can we say that it is influenced by societal norms? Can we say that Indian society is patriarchal in nature? So is it affected? Now try to think about other aspect. We have to spend some money to get the accessibility of these digital initiatives. कुछ ना कुछ नहीं तो मोबाइल रिचार्ज तो करना पड़ेगा ना डेटा पे. Now in the society like India, where around 30% of the people who live below poverty line, where buying the food or bringing the food on their table is a challenging task, will there will be a mentality to spend on the education? ये भी important aspect है, क्योंकि अगर आप देखोगे the government has brought right to education, जिसमें free education is given to student, but when it comes to digital initiatives, there is certain amount of money that has to be spent from the family side to get that education, and this is where the catch is. Is there a societal norm where education is given a priority, or the family members are put it into domestic work? तो आप देखो जेंडर के हिसाब से देखो, अगर घर में काम है तो घर की जो लड़की है उसको घर का काम करने के लिए बोलेंगे या एजुकेशन लेने के लिए बोलेंगे. So can we say that this is also influenced by societal norm? So yes, government is bringing it. So it has a lot of positive aspect also. I'm just trying to give you one side of it, where I am trying to showcase to you a fact that whatever is happening in the digital initiatives, it is having, or it is highly influenced by the society that is existing there. And that's why this question was asked in Indian society bank. अरे कुछ समझे? अरे कुछ समझे? ठीक है, तो समझ रहे एग्जामिनेशन में कैसे पूछने वाले हैं. दिस इज रियल पेपर ऑफ यूपीएससी 2022, और जानबूझ के आई एम ट्राइंग टू ब्रिंग यू द क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द यूपीएससी पेपर. तो इसको पढ़े कैसे? दैट इज अ पार्ट. तो अभी हम लोगों ने देख लिया भाई कि एग्जामिनेशन में क्या पूछते हैं, उसके मार्क्स कितने हैं. हम लोगों को अभी ये पढ़ना पड़ेगा, ये सारा समझ गया, अभी इसका प्रिपरेशन कैसे करें, राइट? एंड फॉर दैट पर्पस वी आर हियर टॉकिंग अबाउट द रिसोर्स मटेरियल फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन. ठीक है. नाउ you can take the notes, you can write it down whatever is there. I will also upload the same on the Telegram channel, वहां से भी आप उसको देख सकते हो, राइट? क्योंकि अगर आप देखोगे यहाँ पे तो आई हैव पुट 4 बुक्स हियर ऑफ एनसीईआरटी. ठीक है, एनसीईआरटी तो सब लोगों ने नाम सुना ही होगा. क्या होता है ये? सब लोग एनसीईआरटी एनसीईआरटी बोलते हैं, ई को खा जाते हैं. ई इज एजुकेशन. क्या है ये? नेशनल, हाँ ठीक है, जो भी, राइट. तो ये पब्लिकेशन है भाई गवर्नमेंट का है, मतलब ऑटोनोमस बॉडी है बट स्टिल रिलेटेड टू गवर्नमेंट. तो दे पब्लिश सर्टेन बुक्स जनरली यूज्ड इन सीबीएसई पैटर्न जो होता है उसमें यूज की जाती है. फॉर यूपीएससी पर्पस इन मेनी ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट्स यू विल बी सजेस्टेड विद दीज बुक्स. फॉर अवर इंडियन सोसाइटी पार्ट वी विल बी आल्सो सजेस्टिंग दीज बुक्स, जिसमें 4 बुक के ऊपर काम करेंगे. नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, ये जो 4 बुक है उसमें से एक जो बुक है दिस इज सोशल एंड पॉलिटिकल लाइफ, ये 6th क्लास की बुक है. सारा नहीं पढ़ना है उसमें से, वी हैव टू ओनली 1 यूनिट आउट ऑफ इट. द नेम ऑफ द यूनिट इज डाइवर्सिटी, because it is also a salient feature of Indian society. Then we have to go to the 8th standard book. उसमें से हम लोग 2 यूनिट पढ़ेंगे, एक सोशल जस्टिस एंड द मार्जिनलाइज्ड एंड इकोनॉमिक प्रेजेंस ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, जिसमें लॉ एंड सोशल जस्टिस क्या होता है, पब्लिक फैसिलिटीज क्या होती है. विल टेक सम ओवरव्यू अबाउट. ये तो बैकग्राउंड थोड़ा सा क्रिएट करेंगे, तो 6ठी और 8वीं कक्षा की बुक से very easy to read. But then comes a very important point, जिसमें हम लोगों को ये 2 एनसीईआरटी थोड़ा सा डिटेल में ठीक से पढ़ना पड़ेगा. दिस इज अ क्लास 12th एनसीईआरटी, नाम ही है उसका इंडियन सोसाइटी, और फिर आपको और एक एनसीईआरटी पढ़नी पड़ेगी आगे. दिस इज आल्सो अ क्लास 12th एनसीईआरटी, जो सोशल चेंज एंड डेवलपमेंट इन इंडिया नाम का एनसीईआरटी, राइट। उसके टॉपिक्स भी आपको यहाँ पे मेंशन किए हुए दिखेंगे। थोड़ा फॉन्ट साइज कम है तो मे बी पीपल सिटिंग इन द बालकनी find it challenging to read, but we can experience, we can have this जो भी ये image है, I will upload the same on the Telegram channel after the lecture. You can simply go there and can download it. These NCERTs are also I have downloaded it already. वो PDF format में आपको Telegram channel पे मिलेंगे, वहां से भी आप ले सकते हो. You can read to the hard copy printed form. आप कहीं से भी पढ़ो, पढ़ना is more important, right? Along with that, also I have suggested one reference book here. राम आहूजा साहब है, उनका सोशल प्रॉब्लम्स इन इंडिया नाम का बुक है. बट आई विल सजेस्ट कि अब इमीडिएटली जाके इसको खरीदो मत, ठीक है? नहीं तो कोई होगा अभी बैठे बैठे इमीडिएटली मोबाइल फोन निकाला, अमेजॉन बुक प्राइम का ऑफर है तो आ जाएगा कल तक, तो खरीदना है तो खरीद लो. बट मोर इम्पोर्टेंट एज दिस एनसीईआरटी बुक्स. उसके बाद आई विल से प्रायोरिटी वाइज दिस शैल बी योर फोकस. क्या है ये? तो इसको पढ़ना है भाई. और इसको कैसे पढ़ना है उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा तो हम लोगों ने थोड़ी देर पहले बात किया है, बट उसका एक यूज करना है कि व्हेन वी विल बी रीडिंग इट फ्रॉम हियर ऑनवर्ड द न्यूज़पेपर, वी विल बी ट्राइंग टू कनेक्ट इट टू द सिलेबस. इंडियन सोसाइटी का भी करना है एंड अदर पार्ट ऑफ आवर सिलेबस also shall be catered to. अरे समझ गए? So this is how, or these are the sources for your GS paper 1, और इसके थ्रू आप सब लोग जाओगे, ऐसा मेरा सजेशन रहेगा, राइट? तो अभी इसको कैसे करना है? Now we know what to read. I will talk about how to read, right? अभी आप बोलोगे how to read क्या है, ऐसा लेके बैठ के, वो वाला how नहीं. ये how ऐसा है कि I will suggest to you that you will be reading these books 2 times minimum. उसका first time जो है, this first time you shall do it as soon as possible because now you have started with your preparation. First time जब आपको इसको पढ़ना है तो you shall read it like any novel that you read. आजकल की डेट में नॉवेल कोई पढ़ता नहीं, but just read it like a Instagram reels. More convenient to you people. तो जैसे आप लोग सोशल मीडिया पे रील्स देखते हो तो उसमें आप ज्यादा ध्यान नहीं देते, जो भी आ रहा है सामने देखते जा रहा हो, चल रहा है देखते जा रहा हो. तो दैट शैल बी अप्रोच. दिस अप्रोच मीन्स दैट आई विल गो थ्रू ऑल दिस पार्ट ऑफ द बुक्स इन अ वेरी रैपिडली. अगर वैसे करोगे तो 2 या 3 दिन में ये सारी बुक पढ़ के होना एक्सपेक्टेड है. अब बोलो क्या बात कर रहे हो, ये सारा 2-3 दिन में? हाँ, क्योंकि देखो ना कौन सा है, 6th स्टैंडर्ड, 8th स्टैंडर्ड, 12th स्टैंडर्ड का बुक है. आई थिंक सब लोगों ने किया होगा, सब लोगों ने किया है ना. 6ठी कक्षा से तो पास होके ही आए होंगे आप, 12th किया होगा, फिर ग्रेजुएशन किया होगा. तो दिस विल बी वेरी इजी फॉर अस टू रीड. इसमें कहीं कहीं पे आपको चैलेंजेस आएंगे जहां पे आपको ऐसे लगेगा कि ये क्या कंसेप्ट है, ये क्या कहना चाहते हैं. तो डोंट स्पेंड मच टाइम देयर, जस्ट रीड थ्रू इट, गो थ्रू इट लाइक अ फ्लो. और जब हम लोग सेकंड रीडिंग के लिए उसको जाने वाले, देन वी विल डील विद दीज इश्यूज. लेकिन उसके बीच में एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज करेंगे एंड दैट वी विल अटेंड द लेक्चर्स, राइट? तो फर्स्ट रीडिंग कर लेंगे सो दैट वी विल हैव अ आइडिया कि व्हाट आर देयर, व्हाट आर द इंफॉर्मेशन, व्हाट इज द कंटेंट इन आवर इंडियन सोसाइटी पार्ट. देन वी विल हैव आवर लेक्चर्स थ्रू आउट आवर कोर्स. और उसका खत्म होने के बाद देन आई विल सजेस्ट यू इसको आप पढ़ाई करना शुरू कर दो, बिकॉज एट दैट टाइम व्हाट विल बी इन योर किटी. First thing is that you have attended the lectures, तो आपको concept पता है. For an example, when we will be talking about poverty, so we will be dealing with the concept of poverty for a very long, मतलब 2-3 घंटा उसका बात करेंगे. So you have a multiple dimensional understanding of concept of poverty. फिर आप जब बुक में जाओगे उसके बारे में पढ़ेंगे तो then it will be easy for you to understand. Along with that, आपको यहाँ पे we'll try to give in the lecture, so we'll try to make you some notes. तो हम लोग उसको बोलेंगे हैंड रिटन नोट्स जो क्लासरूम में बनेंगे. Also along with that you will get some printed material, मतलब जो टाइप किया हुआ मटेरियल है इन द प्रिंटेड फॉर्म, you might be getting it in the people who are sitting in the class. फिर उसको साथ में पढ़ के along with these books then you have to prepare your own नोट्स। तो जो हम लोग नोट्स बनाएंगे क्लास में उसको भी आप यूज कर सकते हो एज ए नोट्स मेकिंग प्रोसेस में, या आप खुद भी बाद में अलग नोट्स बना सकते हो। बट आई विल से दैट लेट्स फॉलो दिस 3-step प्रोसीजर। फर्स्ट स्टेप विल बी going through these material in a very quick manner just to understand, to get an overview. Second stage will be attending lecture, understanding the concept, and then in the third stage self preparation में हम लोग जाएंगे। ये हो गया फेज 1 कंप्लीट। फेज 1 के 3 स्टेप। फिर फेज 2 में जाएंगे, in which we will be focusing more on the answer writing part. तो अभी समझा तो सब है, बट एग्जामिनेशन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से we need to write some answers. So we will take few questions primarily from previous year question paper and we'll try to write some answer. तो ये self preparation के लिए answer writing है। But then you have to do the test series वाला part also. So whenever you will be appearing for your mains examination, उसके पहले it is advisable to write the test series as a practice of your own. तो टेस्ट सीरीज भी चलेंगे तो वो उसमें भी आप पार्टिसिपेट कर लेना, and then it will be a good that you know where you stand before entering into the examination hall. Understood? So then these 2 phases you have to prepare. तो first phase में ज्यादा से ज्यादा books के साथ lectures के साथ पढ़ाइए. In the second phase you have to put that knowledge on the paper. तो ऐसे gradually preparation होते जाएगा. This is how it is going to go. अरे समझ रहे? तो ये sources है, जिसको नहीं दिख रहा था पीछे के लिए दिखा देता हूँ. So this is all from my side about the Indian society part, but we are open to question answer session. Now you can ask whatever you have a question. Primarily in the beginning we will focus on Indian society as a part, but anyways if you have any general studies related preparation ka bhi question, you can put it in front of me.